we have a great one for you, OCML. We've got Wrecking Crew versus Flashbangers. Both teams very storied, very skilled. Can't wait to see what they can do on the field. Those of you just tuning in, welcome. Grab yourself a glass of water, get yourself situated. If you haven't already, pop some popcorn and get ready for a show. As we're waiting for both teams to just trickle in and get ready here. Should be fantastic. Is going to be Suburban Warfare, the custom map based out of a standard map. So this is going to be familiar territory for anybody that isn't quite used to the custom maps. However, this is our under custom map league. So this showcases all the wonderful work of our map creators. Speaking of, let's hop into the map and take a look, shall we? All right, this is Suburban Warfare. If you've played Suburbia on the standard maps, you'll recognize it. There's been a couple of minor additions. They seem little to the standard user. However, if you are a player at a higher level, you will notice that these changes make a big deal of difference. So let's point out some of the things that are slightly different on this map compared to the standard, because they will come into play. So on this map, this is a normal standard position that you'll see in the regular map. However, this set of cover and this Humvee are not typically there. They do provide the ability for a slow push-in coming in from lane 2. And that is actually going to be pretty drastic, as there is a back line from back of Humvee that does see that cross normally. Speaking of, these sandbags also new, not typically there. Instead, there's usually a piece of cover over here by the wall. This has been completely nixed in favor of this sandbag over here. So this is brand new as well. So you're going to see that these new lines that this creates on this cross is going to be slightly different. It is going to give the offense the ability to make some new angular pushes to be able to come in between and take that slow. And if they play it low, they cut off this line. This becomes a moot point. So it does give them the ability to play this slightly differently. So just these two pieces of sandbags and the removal of this one cover will make a world of difference compared to the standard Suburbia. So we will have to see how that comes into play on this uplink. There are a couple other major differences as well as minor ones, but we'll get to those as we see them. As we wait for the teams to trickle in, we'll be right back. We'll be starting in just a moment. That is an HE frag coming out from James, from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman, Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit, swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril, looking at his tablet, gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left, right. Compared to the last round, Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility
Speaking
to
of
try and get him
picks,
out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist gonna take down Mason as well.
I'm done. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash.
Good
Specialist is now blind. He's gonna swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's gonna swing around the back, and Chimichanga's gonna take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Made it audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Being played by now.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman. Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit. Swings up. Williams goes.
North House 1, and they got one somewhere to the left, maybe behind them. Pushing up right side.
Get to the corner quick.
Where's everybody going? Lane 4? Mm-hmm. Almost spread out.
Oh gosh darn it, I haven't had my mic on. See, this is what I get for setting a hotkey to mic. If I tap it once by accident, I forgot I've changed it. Well then, what I was pointing out with the marker was spots you can capture from. I'm sure you've gleaned that. Early grenades are going to come out. Not going to land true. Oh, my mic is quiet too. Oh man. As Draven's going to... Immediately we're going to see Darren get a C4 on Draven and Reaper. The double knock. Will they be able to finish? Okay, so the grenade is going to finish. Reaper's still up, however. That could be a res, but Darren is going to hold true. There goes Dove, going to punish him for getting peaky. Wrecking Crew, 3 bodies left, 3.5 versus Flashbangers 4. Raze is going to take down Nolo, just as I say it. Flashbangers up a full body and a half. Stub and 51 going for the res. Raz unable to punish. No zone at the ready on Link with Vans on the backup line. As we get ready for it, shots are going to come out. Reaper pre-fires to underneath Humvee. Stuff is going to take down Tenant, and Vans is going to punish USMC for pushing up. 51 goes down. No zone is going to confirm that kill for him. Vans timing his peak up just right. Reaper playing it slow now, only 2 bodies left, 2v3. Those of you watching screaming at your screens, yes, I am a little quiet. I will fix it after this round. I'm not missing a thing for you. Can I just... Yeah, we're going to leave that right there because that's going to come into play. Raz pushing up Reaper and Stub. Last up for Wrecking Crew versus Flashbangers. Now down 2 players. So it is going to be 2 versus 2. You see Stub taking this upper line. Not going to be able to come into anything. Reaper, here comes the push-up. We need to see some coordination from Marsoc. 4 minutes on the clock. Plenty of time. Free fire from Reaper. 100% of the time it works. 50% of the time. You miss every shot you don't take, and sometimes you just gotta shoot through the grass and hope. Reaper, big proprietor of that. Lots of pre-fire. Vans is gonna punish Stub. There goes Stub on that far side. The one position that Reaper didn't pre-fire, he's gonna go down. There goes the game for Flashbangers is gonna take the defensive round. It looks like we are trading Volks here. Going into round 3. Sorry, 4. A little discombobulated with the whole mic thing. Give me 1 second to get that fixed. We'll be right back. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril, looking at his tablet, gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas,
Can you still hear me? Yes,
Texas
you can, and I sound
left, right.
All right.
Compared to the last round, Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view.
All right, we got that fixed.
Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes.
You know, I'm not
Specialist goes
screaming if nothing
down.
goes wrong.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll
Those
see
of you
how
watching,
Texas
this is your
is
chance to
for
grab some
that.
water as we're getting ready for the next
here.
round.
See if he's going to use some utility
Speaking
and
of
try and get him
pick,
out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas.
He's going to have the angle. All right, who's ready? Let's do this. Round 4. Let's see the defensive positioning coming out. 3 going to lane 1. They have to watch for those early nades. Let's see it. Darren in position. Oh, wrong camera. That's the right camera. Grenade from Marsoc nearly taken out as Darren's going to trade with Reaper. Reaper only going to get the knock, which means Darren's still resable in a risky-esque res. It's relatively safe. No zone is going to go for it. That is going to be the res off. No punishment. Flashbangers, 5 players. Wrecking Crew, 4. This is their opportunity to win that Marsoc round. Nolo in position to watch that lane 4 along with Stuv. Darren on the push-up. Beautiful grenade. Nearly catches 51 from Darren. We want to see that grenade landing within a quarter of a second of it going off, and that is, in fact, what we saw. Very nicely done. 51 is going to take a shot there. Looks like a bullet does catch him in the toe. Unfortunately, Stuv going to take down Tennant on that lane 4, and 51 going to punish Darren for getting over Peaky. That's going to put Flashbangers down to 3 players versus Wrecking Crew's 4. Let's take a look at that lane 4. We see Nolo pushing up. Lots of audio around. No Zone and Raz. Nolo knows he's surrounded by wolves. Here comes the coordination from No Zone and Raz as we see lane 4. The push-up is happening. Let's take a look over there. Van's pushing up into that line. Stuv. Will they be able to punish? There it is. Stuv gonna take down another. That is gonna be costly for Flashbangers. Raz and No Zone, the only one left. C4 comes out from Nolo too soon, catches nobody. We call those vibe C4s when you just feel like they've pushed up to just the right spot, so you go for it anyway. Once again, 100% of the time, it works 50% of the time. In my case, that's a 50-50, 100. Draven and 51 are going to take down No Zone. Nolo's going to swing right into Raz.
He's crawling lane 2.
Raz is going to get guns up, but it's going to be far too late and far too hastily, as Nolo's going to be right up inside of him on that push. I don't like the way I put that. No, I'll take it back. I never said that. We'll cut it in post. As we get ready for Playground objective. Playground is a very interesting objective for uplink. You're going to see this whole area. We're bringing out the marker. This whole area is exposed. So you would think that means that you cannot easily capture the objective. However, what ends up actually happening is you see this broad open area that you can capture the objective on, and you think, I'm not getting captured on. But what the defender ends up actually seeing 90% of the time is this lovely thing. Looking like this. Because 90% of the time you will see smoke all over this uplink. And so now this is what you're defending. This is what you get to work with. It's interesting to say the least. So this is a deceptively dangerous objective for defense. You essentially cannot let them cross a certain line. The goal as a defender is to make sure they don't get past these, what we call finish lines. If a Marsoc makes it past these lines, you're already as good as dead. So the goal should be to shut down any player from getting within this box, because once they've made it into this box and there's smoke on the objective, you're as good as dead. Let's see how that comes into play on the next round. Round 5. Flashbangers, their turn on defense. Nobody has won a Marsoc round yet. It is going to be the far side spawn for Wrecking Crew. So here comes the early lines. Are going to be pivotal here. No pre-fire, notably, coming out from Flashbangers to cover the quick spawn over there. There goes 2 flashes. One too high, but one lands its mark. There's the smoke we're talking about. Tennant on position on Link. Nobody's covering this lane 4. Tennant, he's going to push in and get a stronger position, try and throw that smoke off. Beautiful use. It is going to cost him his life, however, his Reaper is pre-firing through that area. Wrong place, wrong time. 51, going to confirm. I could have sworn I saw that bullet hit the body. Vans is going to push in for the res. 51 might be able to see it. And he's going to get punished for it. Reaper is going to take down Vans, but then accidentally pick Dove in the process. No Zone's going to take down another. Why is 51 so close to the uplink? There's no defenders, just Raz. Raz saving their team from an accidental cap. A little more smoke, and that would have been dangerous for Flashbangers. That being said, Flashbangers now 3 players up. Wrecking Crew, 1 player left, and it's Nolo on lane 4. He's been hiding from us all. Unbelievable the way that round turned out. So much less strength on defense on the uplink than I expected, and yet there was no advantage taken of it. Nolo's going to pick off Tenet on the peekaboo, but that is going to cost him his life as the refrag comes out from no zone. Flashbangers takes another Volk round, and we get ready for the next round. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it comes down to. As we see defense in a... I don't want to use the term sparse. It's more of calculated usage of their players, really putting themselves at risk for that final cross to Link. However, great usage of the players they did have on Link to try and shut down some of that aggression. I am genuinely surprised that we did not see that turn into a capture from 51. One more piece of utility, I think that would have been all she wrote. I don't know if Flashbangers realizes just how close they were to disaster. As we get ready for the next round. So there are, in fact, 2 spawns on this objective. We're going to point them out for you. For those of you that don't know. For those of you that do, you never know. You might learn something new. So on this objective, you will see 2 main spawns for Marsoc. We saw the first already in the form of over on this lane, but there's another one back here in this box, and that is in fact going to be the spawn we get to play now as we get into it. Let's take a look in there.
Fire through the bush, see if we get somebody, or no.
There goes those call out for the pre-fire. It's going to expose which spawn you got, but on this map, whoever shoots first gets that free kill. Raz is going to push in front of... Oh. No Zone's going to push in front of Raz and die to his own teammates pre-fire. Draven's going to push up. And unfortunately for Wrecking Crew, or for Flashbanger, Stuv is going to make it into position. Nolo takes down Tenet. Beautiful grenade comes out, but it does not connect. It's just a little too far. Draven's going to take down Vans. Vans goes down. Just like that, they've lost every single Marsoc player. It's over. It's just over. It looks like Wrecking Crew is going to take their defense round, which means it's going to come down to match point. And it's Burning Building. Let's go. I love this uplink. All right, so Burning Building is, well, it's high octane until it's not. It's one of those uplinks you either send it in the first 3 minutes or it comes down to 1v1, both players sweating, clutching their pearls, and hoping to get that last player out. This is a fun one. I like this uplink so much. We're gonna see hopefully some really aggressive play. Speaking of aggressive player, I haven't seen Flashbangers being particularly hyper aggressive aside from with their util. So it looks like we might be seeing a little more reserved version of Flashbangers tonight, which I am okay with. It seems to have been working for them quite well. They've won every single Volk rounds, along with Wrecking Crew. So Wrecking Crew has an uphill struggle in this form that they're going to have to be able to push this objective. So you are going to see, this is called Burning Building. It's called that because there is some burning debris on the ground here, and that's where it got its name from. Source, trust me, bro. As we get ready for this, we're going to see a lot of heavy control necessary for this side of the uplink and control for Playground pushing into these back sandbags. You can capture the objective from behind these sandbags, so this is going to be high risk for anybody not in the know. Both teams are going to be fully aware of this, so we will see some defense. Let's see how Flashbangers chooses to position themselves. No early pre-fire coming out, so Flashbangers is going to get into position for free. No lost any early nades coming out. No early nades either. Raz going to throw the first util. Oh, it is a flash. 51's going to punish Raz. That flash going way too high in the air catches absolutely nobody, blinding a couple of birds. Interesting. It looks like Flashbangers has committed half their team into lane 1 and 2. Leaving only Tenet and No Zone to stop the uplink push. with this many players on Wrecking Crew's side into lane 4, that is going to be really dangerous for defense. M203 comes out where? Oh, okay, it's on a spawn house. It's going to shut down any overhead lines. You like to see it. Smoke's coming out from Draven and Reaper. That's going to be on Link. Link is now at risk. No zone. Tenant, you got to be ready. Darren's going to get down Stubb, but not before getting traded. No zone's going to take down Reaper. Reaper overextends. Draven, is he going to get picked off on this push-up? He is not, as Nolo's going to push up that far side. 3 players are on the uplink, and they're all Marsoc players. Tenant's down, and both players are off the uplink. This could end in a cap. Vans, you need to start pre-firing. Draven goes into the smoke. He gets picked off. Nolo doesn't realize he could just push around and cap for free. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, Wrecking Crew has no idea they've cleared the way. They're still worried about second floor, and they're out of util. Their smokes have run out. There goes a flash from Nolo as he's memorizing code and getting ready. Vans now has the line. He's going to push out. That's going to be the shots. Nolo goes down. 51. Last up for Wrecking Crew. Stubb is downed. Can 51 slow crawl to the cap spot without being seen by Vans? He's going to have to reposition. Vans has single-handedly saved this entire map for Flashbangers. Darren Clark still all the way out, knocked. Vans has no ability to go get that res. 51, however, is going to commit for it. 3 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. He does have the time to get this res. He is aware that any players left is going to be holding a direct line on Link, as well they should. It would be, honestly, a borderline throw at this point to not. Darren is going to be able to give the call out for Vans, however. So Vans is going to be aware of this happening. Unbelievable turn of events in the first 2 minutes of this round. I thought for sure this was already going to be over. 51 has to play it low and slow now. The last player could have been in center house potentially, but honestly, center house would be a terrible position to be in when you're last up on burning buildings. So 51 technically has a borderline free push to get Stubb. Still going to play it safe, however. Call outs are going to come out. That is going to be the call out. It is now a 2v1. Vans is fully aware. They are going to rotate back. Are they going to rotate back to lane 4 where they've already cleared out, or are they going to try and push center house? Yes, Stubb is going to push to lane 4. That is objectively the right call, knowing everything that we know. Unfortunately, the players inside do not have the same type of vision that we do, as 51's going to push to center on Vans. That's going to split his attention. If 51 can time this correctly, he can buy attention off of the uplink long enough for Stubb to get there, and Vans can't watch both angles at the same time. Wrecking Crew at a massive advantage right now, but Vans has taken down nearly every one of their players this round, so they cannot afford to not pay attention to Vans. Here comes the line. If 51 goes down to Vans here, it's not looking good for Wrecking Crew. 51 just has to pull the attention of the last defender long enough for Stubb to get round the corner. Stubb also taking it slow. Vans just outside on garage. 51 playing carefully. Minute 25 on the clock. That's actually plenty of time based on where they are. 51 might have given a footstep there. He's going to assume he has and start running up into center building. Vans is aware of it. What angle is Vans going to be watching? He has to watch his back. 51 coming around the outside. Stubb in position to push to Link now. Vans is fully aware he's here. Oh, the timing might not work out. Stubb needs to move a little bit faster. 51 has the advantage, and that is going to be Wrecking Crew taking their Marsoc round at the very end of the map. Wrecking Crew takes map 1. Vans putting in some serious work on that uplink. Last round, he was not about to give it up for free. Very nicely done. I am surprised at just how little solid defense there was on the uplink proper. I'm surprised nobody was around the uplink. Vans and I believe one other was directly across road covering it. Very, very risky play. Almost working out in their favor. Just sheer willpower of the center house player shutting down every Marsoc player. But there were a good 20-30 seconds, which is ages in uplink time, where a Marsoc on Wrecking Crew could have just pushed in and captured the uplink for free at any moment. That was something. I did not expect that round to go the way it did. So we are going to see Wrecking Crew take a map as we get ready for the next map. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
The HK, no. Boom, Specialist going to take down Mason as well.
I'm down. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash! Specialist is now blind. He's going to swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's going to swing around the back, and Chimichanga is going to take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Myth made an audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Being played by now.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James, from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slapper catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman, Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit, swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril looking at his tablet gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left right compared to the last round. Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility
Speaking
to
of
try and get him
pick,
out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist gonna take down Mason as well.
I'm down. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash! Specialist is now blind. He's going to swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's going to swing around the back, and Chimichanga is going to take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Myth made an audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Being played by now.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James, from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slapper catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman, Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit, swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril looking at his tablet gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Oh, Texas makes up special.
Texas left right compared to the last round. Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility
Speaking
to
of
try and get him
picks,
out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist gonna take down Mason as well.
I'm down. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash. Specialist is now blind. He's gonna swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's gonna swing around the back, and Chimichanga's gonna take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have map 2. It is going to be Arctic. Arctic, a very small, close quarters map. Fan favorite for a long time for a reason. Early smokes coming out from Draven. Second one. Wow, that lands right at the floor of the uplink. Gonna be a little early in the round, but man, is that a good smoke. Heavy aggression in the south. C4 comes out. Does not catch Reaper. Reaper does give a fake call out. Cheeky bugger. As we see No Zone takes down Stuv. He's one-man armying it down here in the south. Double util. Try and slow down the attackers here as Vans is going to have his back. Looks like Flashbangers has lost the player in the north, so Reaper or Draven has taken him out. I was not fully focused in on the north. So much action going on in the south. Here comes the angle. Vans. 51. Just barely missing the timing on each other. 51 peeking into No Zone. No Zone. Gonna overextend. Is 51 gonna do the same? No, that's a util out.
Find this oil rig somewhere over here.
It's gonna land near Vans, but up top. He is called out. 51's aware. Nolo now fully aware as well. Vans so very exposed and yet so very well into cover. What an angle. Been just out of view of every Marsoc so far, except Vans now switching gears because he's got to worry about getting flanked on. That's a lot of angles you have to watch for, Vans. Can you do it? Let's see your reaction time as we see the heavy push in. Oh, Draven inside. That's going to be the pick, and then more into lane. Yes, that is 51 is going to go onto this push. Nolo's going to take down Vans. Vans goes down to Raz, the only one left on uplink. He's got to make himself wide. Flash comes out from Reaper. I don't believe it connected. Second flash. Third? No, that's going to be a grenade. Another utility. There goes Raz. Wrecking Crew is going to take the first round. On Marsoc as well. Very nicely done. Wrecking Crew commanding victory, having so many players up at the end of the round. That is going to be big. Flashbangers and Wrecking Crew have been trading Volk rounds on the first map back to back. We have set the tone. It is now going to be Marsoc rounds. Marsoc is on the menu, boys. As we get ready for the next round, that was a very strong push. Honestly, very good defense from Flashbangers. But the players just one by one were getting picked off by the cautious approach from Marsoc. Still can't believe that early smoke landed just as true as it did. If that was later in the round, that would have been intensely useful. I am curious about how Flashbangers is going to be able to put the pressure onto Wrecking Crew coming into the next round. Should be exciting. This objective is not typically captured. However, it does have a couple of high-risk spots. For those of you watching at home that are curious, you can capture the objective from back behind this van. So you are at risk over here. And then as well as if you come to the very edge of the container, you can capture it just inside this zone. The circle that you're looking for looks like this. I don't believe you can capture this objective from the backside of the van. However, at the very edge of the van, you might be able to, but you risk getting shot from underneath. As we get ready for the next round, here we go.
It's their choice if they want to play first.
4 hours.
And notably, we do see Wrecking Crew has had bet on Marsoc again, which means they did give up the map choice to Flashbangers. This is Flashbangers map choice again. Early nade comes out. It's going to get caught on the ceiling. No good. Darren, beautiful nade. Doesn't matter because stuff is going to get picked off by No Zone anyway. Van's going to punish No Zone for it. He wanted that grenade kill.
No, lost Skylar, sorry. They're on replay.
Or is that Raz? Are you serious? You right
That is unfortunate. That is going to be a team kill coming up from Flashbangers. It happens to the very best of us. Reaper in position. Darren just outside. Reaper has not made a noise, and neither has Darren. He's going to play cautious. Nolo hasn't been contested in the south, nor 51. So there is going to be a south push coming from Flashbangers, but they're taking their time to clear their angles. Going to be smart about this. The moment I look away is the moment something happens. See, I was about to look away. Van's confirming bodies. And Raz is going to confirm another body, but it's not going to be the body he wants to. Darren in position on this north. Let's take a look over to Raz. Raz gets the res.
You were so freaking dark on my screen.
Having difficulties with the visuals. Nolo's going to swing out. Almost catches Raz. Back away again. That grenade is going to flash himself.
I know, he's in this room.
Nolo going to back off. Van's committing. Pre-fires his way in. Nolo's going to punish him for it. There goes Vans. Darren Clark finally goes down on the north. That's going to be the angle. Tennant and Raz. Last up for Flashbangers. It is not looking good. Wrecking Crew still has all their bodies. That's going to be a smoke from Reaper for the reposition. No, he's going to use it to push. Tennant almost catches him. Raz is going to catch Nolo in the south. Reaper decides he wants to come back for that. Decides he wants the smoke, literally and figuratively. Raz in the south has control now. Wrecking Crew down 2 players in the south. North still under full control. Reaper probably has cleared out a good chunk of it enough to be able to call it that it's safe and crash. 51 in position, covering the rest of the south and mid push. Draven, the only one on uplink. This is a risky position to be for Wrecking Crew. I hope they have an accurate kill count if they don't know how many players are up. Any more than 1 player up, this is too wide. Raz going to be pushing out. 51 has the interior line. What is this sliver? As he pushes in. Catches the edge of 51. 51 shoots back. Raz commits. 51's going to back off. C4 comes out. Does not catch Raz, which means 51 knows he's got to be pushing this interior line. He's going to swing. Raz commits. 51 commits back. That's a lot of back and forth. Missed the sliver peak indeed. I'll be honest. Even I was struggling to get in on that sliver peak. That was a pixel at best. As we get ready for the next round, round 3, Wrecking Crew now up 2-0 on Arctic. Arctic, Flashbangers' second choice. They got to choose map 1 and 2 so far. Wrecking Crew notoriously big on this map, and it is showing. Make sure I don't miss back here. This is a these rounds tend to be less than 4 minutes. Very rarely on Arctic, unless it comes down to like a 1v1 scenario or a team gets set down to one player left. Very rarely will you see us get past the 2-minute mark left, as has shown. As we get ready for the next round, this uplink has a couple of risk positions. Let's point them out. On this uplink, oh boy, where do I begin? All right. So you have a high risk of uplink being captured on the backside of this container here. That is a danger zone. The backside of this box is another danger zone. And then, of course, around the corner, you can actually capture the link. So if there is a defender playing inside of this area, this defender is going to have to commit wide to push out into you to stop you from capping. If they cannot do that, you can cap from the edge of the wall. So that is what these players are going to be dealing with. That is what they have to contend with, what they have to be worried about. Those are going to be the 3 main positions that the objective gets captured from. Can Flashbangers hold it down and prevent Wrecking Crew from getting into those spots? Let's see the defense. Heavy push-up. Darren and Vans. They can get very far. Wrecking Crew only has 1 spawn, so they're able to push the south first, technically. Darren's going to get in position in mid. Great position for audio. He's going to hear Reaper and Draven pushing up mid. He can call it to his team. Lots of smokes on the center line. It is not actually going to cover the line, though. 51 and Nolo crossing in the open. Draven right behind. They're going to end up into no zone in just a second. I want to look at that, but I don't want to look away from this. We're going to do it. The moment I do, it's what's going to happen, but we're going to go for it. 51 swings out just to contest a little bit. Almost gets caught by no zone. Nolo in position wide. There it goes. Darren's going to take down Reaper, and another no zone and Nolo are going to trade on the north. Darren's going to take down Stuv. 51, the last up for his entire team already. Darren taking everybody down in the mid. Absolutely phenomenal use of that midsection push. Let's take a count. 1 body, 2 bodies, 3 bodies. Where's the 4th? Oh, we got gunfire coming up from 51, confirming. Flashbangers has plenty of bodies left. Callouts come out. Tenet and 51. That's going to be a beautiful grenade. Oh my god, it doesn't reach. 51's going to swing off of it anyway. Tenet going to trade. Don't ask me how that grenade didn't reach. I don't know. The game is the game, and we love it anyway. Well done. Flashbangers puts themselves on the board. That center push, putting in some serious work in the late game. If I'm being honest, quite serendipitous that so many players decided to push Dome, because they did allow for literally the entire team to push into the north. However, 2 of them splitting off to Dome gave him a fantastic opportunity to take several bodies from a position they just straight up weren't expecting. Very nicely done. Flashbangers taking full advantage of how early they can push up these lines. Actually, if I were to do this, what button are you again? Nope, that's the wrong button. You guys aren't supposed to be able to see that. Oh, it's this button, isn't it? Yes! All right. So if you take a look here, the offense will spawn up here. The defense spawns back here. The timing that they have, they get to all the way over here, and they get all the way up to here and up to here before they can make it to those similar spots. So defense can make it up to a large amount of the map before Marsoc can. And that is big. It's important to know that. This is going to come down to map knowledge as we get ready for the next round. We see Stuv and Nolo taking full advantage of how far they can push up. Tenet and No Zone pushing up. They're going to be aware of that center spot, though. Beautiful early grenades. Here comes the push out. Nolo, C4 takes down Tenant. No zone, not close enough to res.
Coming around.
That's going to be the call out, but Tenant is going to go down to that C4. Nolo gets value out of that push. No zone now taking it slow. He knows there's opposition in the area. Shots fired in that north side as Darren pushes out. And Stuv is going to stop it from all the way downtown. Van and Stuv in position. Reaper on that far side. He's holding the line. Reaper is going to take him down. There goes another. I couldn't tell which of these two players was going to get that angle first. 50, 50, 100. 50% of the time, I'll get it. 100% of the time, I'll get it wrong. Vans, one of Flashbanger's last two players besides No Zone in the south here. No Zone's been playing it real slow and cautious. Plenty of time on the clock, though. This is a small map. You're going to have a lot of time. Reaper and Vans are going to trade, however, without No Zone nearby. That means No Zone can't go for the crash to res. Footsteps from Nolo. He's being real loud and proud down in the south. Stuv is going to come up and try and confirm into No Zone. The moment I look away will be the moment. Yep. See, I tried to look away and it happened. Nolo's going to peek out. No Zone. Not going to have Peeker's advantage. Nolo is going to take him down. Unfortunate way of Wrecking Crew. Well done. Unfortunate the way of Flashbangers. Well done, Wrecking Crew. There we go. I can words. Words are as easy to be doing as can. As we get ready. Oh, this uplink. I have a hate relationship with this uplink. Not love-hate, just hate. This uplink is, it's a tough defend. It's funky early game, it's funky late game. So the reason I've been a stickler on this uplink is I can't remember which door or if it's both. But if I recall, I never get close enough on this uplink to get it anyway. I usually just do it in the open because I'm crazy. But if I recall, you can capture the uplink from the corner of this door as well as the corner of this door. So this is a rough one. You can also capture it from right here next to boxes. So this one's got some cheeky spots. And if you're a defender, you have 3 angles to watch. You gotta watch the north, you gotta watch the south, and you gotta watch the mid. That's everything. Control of this uplink comes down to how well you can control the entire map. Let go of any one section and you're in trouble. We see heavy north control coming out from Flashbangers. Wrecking Crew pushing in the north. They do have 2 spawns in this one, so they don't always spawn here. C4 comes out from Darren Clark, catches nobody. A little too early. Would have caught a couple. Stuv is going to take down Darren in response. Darren's going to go down.
One north.
Callouts come out for center. Tenant in position on Dome. Nolo's going to push into No Zone. That's going to be a trade. 1 for 1. Flashbangers. 3 players left. Wrecking Crew only needs 1 more point to take the map. Flashbangers going to need to make some magic happen. Tenant going to take shots at Draven. Doesn't quite catch. Reaper in position around the cross. Tenant has to watch every angle. Gonna need to make yourself strong here. He's gonna back off. That's a soft footstep. Reaper's gonna hear it. Soft footstep means he's no longer inside the building. Reaper decides he wants none of it. Gonna have an easier time pushing the north. 51 is gonna take down Draven and call out a minus. That is very unfortunate. Looks like the lighting in this area really is just that bad. 51 has to watch for Tenant on this cross. Reaper about to get into Van's line.
Found one that traded.
They're going to stay within eye shot of each other for the time being. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Still plenty of time. 51's going to push out into Tenant. No! Tenant's going to look away at the worst time. There's a phrase in this community called onward timing. It's pretty self-explanatory. And it was, in fact, the culprit. Reaper's going to push wide open in front of Vans. Vans going to punish him for free. Reaper very politely giving up a player. Raz is going to go down on Link, however. That's going to force the crash from Van. He has no choice.
Somehow that gets me in the building. Makes no sense.
Raz gets caught in the doorway. Stubb going to go kill him, finish him off, and 51 catches Van on the crash. Van had no choice there. That was a beautiful use of grenade. Wrecking Crew is going to take map 2, Arctic. Absolutely crazy turn of events. With that pick in the north, I was thinking Flashbangers had a solid opportunity, but that grenade shutting down all chances. Van's unable to crash in time, and that is going to go the way of Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew takes Arctic. As we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, we're confirming some stuff in the back end. Well done, both teams.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap at catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman. Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit. Swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril looking at his tablet gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left right compared to the last round. Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility to try and get him out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist gonna take down Mason as well.
I'm down. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash! Specialist is now blind. He's going to swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's going to swing around the back, and Chimichanga's going to take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Myth made an audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Being played by now.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap at catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman. Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit. Swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril looking at his tablet gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left right compared to the last round. Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into map 3. And just like that, both teams are ready, so we should be good to go. Flashbangers on defense again. Wrecking Crew has not picked a single map tonight.
You can take it if you want to go.
Let's see this push up. Lieutenant pushing right up onto the ship, gonna push towards heaven. We see Vans and Raz pushing up into the center. Okay. Let's see these early lines as we see Reaper pushing in Raz's line. He should get first engagement in just a second. There it is. Reaper is going to get taken down by Raz.
Through the smoke. Screw him.
Gets the pick just before the smoke goes off. Reaper is going to get a smoke before going down, so it is going to both prevent stuff from potentially getting taken down, but also prevent the refrag. Draven pushing up through ship. See this line from Stuv. Let's take a look over to ship here. Nolo and Draven, two-man army. Van's in a power position on the outside. Tenant on heaven, the only one contesting ship currently. Which means Stuv and 51 will be the next to see engagement. Let's take a look. 51 on the roof. Not going to be able to take out Blue, but is going to have a line on Darren in just a second if Darren peeks. Darren is not peeking. He's going to play it cautious until late. He's actually peeking the interior wall. So he's peeking the stairwell. Very nice. Good alternate line to try and catch a player off guard. We'll see if it works out for him on Stuv. There it is. Stuv going to go down. Gets caught out by Darren Clark. 51 sees his teammate's body, knows he got picked from that general direction, but he doesn't know exactly where. He knows there's nobody direct on the roof. 51's going to cross. Vans in position to be able to call out the position of 51. Getting a fresh loot. Tenant's going to take down Nolo from heaven. Has weakened drastically the push from ship. Wrecking Crew, 2 players up against Flashbangers full 5. This is not looking good the way of Wrecking Crew. Flashbangers in a power position right now. 51's going to pick off Darren Clark. 1 shot, 1 kill. Even the caster didn't see it coming. But that is not going to be enough. They need at least 1 more pick to even start to contest. Raz! Beautiful grenade! Almost catches Vans, however. Is going to peek up and finish off 51. Taking full advantage of his position. That's going to be a grenade to try and confirm. It's going to land a little short. That being said, the body is fully dead. And there goes Draven to Raz. Raz catches the under slope line to be able to catch at that stairwell. Very nicely done. My ability to speak is diminished today, as Flashbangers is going to take the first round on Volk. Those of you curious, this little bit, this is the line he's working with. This is the line these pros have to work with. These little pixel peaks, and they make them work. Very nicely done. As we get ready for the next round, we saw a very wide spread out defense from Flashbangers, but controlling the main lines that they needed to, working out beautifully. Wrecking Crew unable to get momentum on that push. You'll love to see it. Flashbangers refuses to go down without a big fight. This has been a fantastic one so far. Lots of good plays coming out. Here we go. All right, let's see how Wrecking Crew plays their defense. Will they be able to do what Flashbangers did just a moment ago? Or will Flashbangers show some serious power and momentum by taking their first Marsoc round here? Let's see the push-up. The defense. Stuv pushes to ship. Is he going heaven? He's going heaven. Nolo pushes out. He's going to really contest. Pushes into the side. Almost gets picked off by Vans. Takes a hit in the process. He's going to get called out. Nolo, you get your own camera. Darren's going to take down 51. Very nicely done. We'll be back in just a second. Reaper. In the north. Might be able to get a line on no zone if he's not careful. He's playing the underside, however. So he will not get the angle. As shots are going to come out. Reaper, you get a camera. You get a camera, and you get a camera. Everybody gets a camera. Draven on link. Let's see this push out for ship from Raz. See where it's at. Be careful of the flank. Now that they know there's a player in the center, he's playing extra cautious, and I can't say I blame him. Tenant, Vans, and Raz are all stuck dead in the water waiting for Nolo to make a decision. Ironically, if Nolo does nothing, then they just waste time. Nolo worth more alive than dead here for his team. As long as he's there, Flashbangers is hesitating too much to push because they have to be wary of the flank. So they are going to clear all their lines slow now. All Nolo has to do is sit there. No zone in a great position. Shots come out for pre-fire from Vans, I believe, towards Nolo's general direction. Stuv is not on Heaven. He's going to be playing the containers off meta position to try and trip up the offense. See how that works out. Darren on the back side watching those long angles. There is nobody on this back line anymore as Wrecking Crew has lost a player in the back. Oh, here's Reaper having the line now. Let's take a look. 51 did go down in the back on the back line sniping. Reaper does not have the angle just yet, but he is in a new position to be able to catch the cross potentially. The timing on that's going to be real tight. It's going to be a testament to how well you can hit that shot. Nolo still there. Raz finally pushing up to ship as well as Van. Fully aware they can get flanked at any moment. I love the mind game of this. They have to be so cautious. They've burned a full minute and a half just getting onto the ship. Now on the ship as well as Raz. Nolo, there he goes. He's heard enough audio on the ship that he's decided now is the time that I could slowly start peeking around the back. The good news for Flashbangers, Tenant still in position on the roof. So he will be able to stop him if he goes for a full commit. No zone on that back side. Watching for roof. Util comes out from the ship onto third story, catches nobody. Darren now pushed up from the rear. 2 minutes 45 seconds on the clock, and their back flank sniper has just now pushed up. That is very late timing for a map of this size. Reaper is going to take down No Zone on the flank. Snuck up on the caster as well. I didn't even notice he was doing that. That's going to be a double flank as Nolo's pushing up as well. There goes Tenant. Darren's now pushing up. Has no idea that he's surrounded on all sides. Van and Raz have to be careful on ship. They're taking it so slow. There's the chance of the flank at any moment now. Nolo's going to toss out a C4 on the ship, make the hard push, and trade with Darren. 1-for-1 trade as far as kills go. However, the mental damage of burning 2.5 minutes for Flashbangers, that is the real value of that push-up that came out. Reaper did get the flank on the back side, however. So that is going to leave Flashbangers with 2 players left to Wrecking Crews 3. Stuv is going to overextend wide. Raz could catch him here. Reaper very far off link this late into the round. If Vans is quiet enough, he could potentially get in for the cap. Right underneath Stuv's nose. Hell, even if Stuv goes and swings and goes down, Draven and Reaper don't stand a single chance at crashing fast enough. Does Reaper have this line? No. Vans could clutch it right here. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. No noise allowed. A minute on the clock. Reaper and Draven still haven't crashed. Raz pushing down from above. If Raz doesn't go down, there's no reason to crash just yet. Wrecking crew won't realize there's a wolf amongst them. Vans, let's hope you memorize code before the rounds start. Here we go. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, that's a footstep. 2 of them. That is it. 8 seconds on the clock. Vans can no longer get to the uplink in time. I thought perhaps, maybe, they'd be able to sneak up on stuff and make something happen, but that timing, it's too late. Vans on the ship takes it too slow. Wrecking crew takes the round on defense. Flashbangers had a shot. Couldn't make it happen with what they had left. It came down to time. Those 2 minutes at the beginning of the round where 3 of Flashbangers players couldn't get onto the ship, those are the points, those are the times that matter. Those 2 minutes were the time they needed to be able to get to the uplink to have a shot. As we get ready for the next round, it is going to be I don't even know the call out for this place. I've always just called it warehouse. I think it's warehouse. I'm just going to call it warehouse. I've always said warehouse or building where you can come up from underground. Whatever it's called. I want to take a look down there. As we get ready for the next round, this whole section right here leads into a spanning underground network on this map, and it spans the entirety of the map. The main choke point you'll see is this tube right here, the barrel. Any player caught in the middle of the barrel with a player at either end is guaranteed dead. You are, in fact, a fish in a barrel, and you will be shot if you get caught in the open on the inside of here. Need to be wary of that. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Spirits are high on the side of Flashbangers on the push-up. Wrecking crew coming up that lane 1. Van's gonna contest. Engagement. Locked into position. Reaper clearing his angles. Early smoke to shut down the low line. Van's gonna catch Reaper out in the open. That's 1. Draven gonna swing. Van's at the ready. Draven doesn't want to fully commit. Make Vans question himself. I don't want to miss the action on ship, but it is going to happen in just a little bit. Over there. Just kidding. I thought I could bait the universe into making it happen. But I guess I gotta mean it. Vans is gonna take down Draven. Taking 2 now on the south side before getting refragged by Stuv, but the damage is done. Vans takes 2 on the way out. Wrecking crew down to 3 players. Darren in that same position as the first round. Will he catch 51 again? Oh, I'm gonna say that's a no. 51 gets the pick. Tenant and no zone. Good positions to stop that final cross. Raz in an off position to try and shut down anybody coming up off of shift. Catch him by surprise. Does he have a C4? No C4, but I do see flashes. So is that a flash? No. Is that 2 smokes? No, that's a flash and a smoke. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. I had to check his chest to see what he had. Stuv. Pushing up on Raz now. We got more footsteps on the ship. No Zone and Raz are going to have this cross locked down. Tenant has pushed back to uplink now. Somebody is going to break an ankle here. No Zone has a beautiful underneath line. Stuff. Now loud and proud. Going to go back upstairs with Nolo. Not sure if they're going to be going for that. They are. They're going for the outer line. He's going to cross around the entire back. So this is the line they're going for. They're going to cross round the back side and over containers. Raz is ready for it. 51 in position on that cross into no zone. We're going to see that in just a second. Go over there. Be back in just a sec. 51 pushes up into no zone. No zone's ready for him. Boom! There goes 51, and there goes the action over on Nolo. Nolo's going to take down Raz, however. Raz going down is huge for Wrecking Crew as they are now up on the link. Tenant is flanked. No Zone has to crash unless he's going to fully commit to watching that front door. Nolo and Stubb are on link, but they're pushing two sides of it. They're not going to push together. Timing's going to get real funky. Stubb smokes the back door. Nolo goes to roof. Oh, of course, roof. No Zone gave him the opportunity to push up because of Stubb in the back. Stubb goes down to a grenade. Nolo's in position on the roof. He might be able to catch No Zone in the back. Tenant has to watch for the line. Nolo sees him, but he sees him too late. Tries to get the pick. He's going to swing. There goes. No Zone has to crash. Nolo didn't see it through the smoke. M203 giving No Zone the ability to crash, but
Man, I can't find my controller.
Nolo's just above.
I thought you were a Reaper for a second.
No, dude. Hey, give me time.
I'll give you 10.
Some friendly banner coming out from both players.
That's all you're getting, because I don't want to wait that long.
Any utility? No. Nolo has no utility. No Zone. No Zone is
Right now.
I'll put it on time. I'll put it on time.
having some difficulties.
What the fuck is Tong Tong, dog? What the
Oh no, no. No Zone is having technical difficulties, and Nolo is either not trusting the bait or is just being a good sport and giving No Zone the opportunity to make it a fair fight. Either way, it's good. I like it. Never trust your enemy. And whenever possible, take the gentleman's route.
Ready?
Nolo waiting for No Zone to find his controller so he can use his primary.
I'm being serious. I'm taking promise. I am not lying to you. I have one hand right now.
Put it on
40 seconds on the clock, and the proof is in the pudding. No Zone is one-handed lefty right now. He's going for it.
I've been playing too much CSGO.
All right, there goes No Zone. One-handed man in an applause contest. That is going to be the round for Wrecking Crew. Unfortunate technical malfunction for Flashbangers. As we get ready for the next round, we'll be right back. Down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility
Speaking
to
of
try and get him
pick,
out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist gonna take down Mason as well.
I'm done. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash!
Good
Specialist is now blind. He's going to swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's going to swing around the back, and Chimichanga's going to take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Myth made an audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James, from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap at catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take that. Okay, looks like the difficulties from last round have been resolved, and we go into round 4.
Left corner for like half an hour. There you go.
For half an hour.
Let's see the defense. Reaper, 51, pushing into that south side, really aggressive. Not going to run into any sort of opposition, however. Reaper in position now. He's going to take the safer of the two aggressive lines here in the south. Very good use. Nolo is going to take down Raz. Nolo in position on Heaven. Tenant just underneath. No zone and Nolo getting into it. Nolo drops down right over Tenant, has no idea. Nolo commits, but no zone peaks just after. Tenant now surrounded by Nolo. Nolo is deep into enemy territory, has to be careful. The longer Nolo stays alive here on the enemy side, boom, there goes the pick. No zone goes down. The longer he stays here, the more damage done in the form of flashbangers trying to root them out. Weirdly enough, if Nolo gets a pick and then dies, it's actually worse overall. That is going to down Nolo. Tenant does not... Oh, Tenant does hear it. Nolo is going to make noise on that down. So Tenant does know that Nolo's down. Did hear some comms after he went down. So that is going to be the confirmed knock for the side of Flashbangers.
It's like directly beneath me on the cargo crate.
Tenant fully aware that that is a Nox player giving callouts that he cannot confirm. Beautiful grenade. Tenant's going to reposition. 51 takes down Darren. We've had a silent sniping battle going on in the background between those two all map long. Creaky chair, sorry. I have a better one that doesn't creak, but I like this one. It's comfortable.
Trying to kill the freaking guy from calling us out. I can't find him.
What is that line? What is that line? Reaper, what are you doing back here? 1002, that's a perfect timing for the throw. That's going to be a perfect grenade. No, the grenade lands up top. And the smoke to cut his line off before he retreats. Well, at least he got that off. Tenant's going to push for that. He commits to the swing round back. And that's going to be the round. Wait, that's going to be the round? Where did all the rest of the players go? What just happened? Wrecking Crew takes the round. I swear there were more people up than that. Absolutely insane. Everything happened in the span of half a second. Oh, folks, that grenade was heartbreaking. It was so beautifully cooked. Just didn't find its mark. Alright, let's get an angle that sees most of this uplink. It's a little high, but we'll make do. We'll make do. My big worry is this right here. As we get ready for the next round. So let's talk about this uplink for a sec. It's a doozy. It's a real doozy. This could be Flashbangers' chance to turn it around. If they can get a successful defense on this into a cap, that brings them into winning territory for this map. Be careful. You can get captured on this back section underneath. You can get captured on the interior corner. You can get captured from the second story up top here. That's a thing you have to watch out for. And you can get captured in this back corner. You have to hug very close to the uplink, and it's just out of range. You will be visible from this line, so you have to be careful of that. So those are your cap spots for this uplink. These are what you have to watch for. Now let's see how Flashbangers defends it. We're going to see that early line come out. Beautiful early nade, but it's going to be a little too soon. A little later in the round, you could catch a player, but that early, nobody gets there in time. We see Stuv watching that long line. Draven on the interior line. Darren's going to take down 51. There goes that sniping battle back and forth. Draven in a power position right now. Raz pushing out slow. Will have Peeker's advantage. And is slowly losing it. Draven, there he goes. He's going to swing in. No Zone's going to accidentally shoot Darren Clark in the process. As well as Tennant taking down Nolo.
Another one down.
Stuff goes down to Raz as well. Van in position. Who's left? Just Reaper on the underground flank. Has he made any audio? Don't believe he's called out. Let's find out from Blue Room. Blue Room. Did you hear anything?
TK.
No Zone's gonna call out a potential TK. Yep. So far, Flashbangers is the only one that's gotten a kill on Flashbangers in this round. Reaper in position underground. Wrecking Crew completely decimated on this objective. No Zone does not have a full confirm on the underground push, but he is watching the angle, so that is going to be good for him. Let's get eyes over on Reaper. Reaper, full stealth mode, tablet out and everything. I don't know why he's tablet out on this objective. The objective is not in this building. I don't know if he doesn't realize that. Having a gun in your hands when you come to the door would be beneficial. Reaper is going to peek out careful and low, so No Zone isn't going to be able to clip him. Still no weapon in hand. Reaper is fully committed to the bit. Plot twist. The code is on his tablet. He's just taking a very long time to memorize it. Tennant has the long line. He keeps checking back and forth. I do see his laser coming over here occasionally. Sorry, Reaper just snaking along. No weapon. Tablet out is just... I'm not ready for it. Here we go, the push-up. Why? Why? You have a rifle. Why? Raz is now pushing up behind him. Grab your gun! Alright, he gets the pick. Raz goes down. Here comes the angle from Tennant. Reaper's gonna push wide, but Tennant's gonna back off after checking it once. You gotta check it twice. Santa Claus could have taught you a thing or two. That's going to be the smoke onto Blue Room. Very nice, but it's not going to shut down the far right side of Blue Room. Oh, it does. It doesn't. No Zone still has the angle. Reaper committing. Going to get shot in the back from Blue. That round is going to go the way of Flashbangers. Reaper trying to clutch it out. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. M203 did not hit its mark. It did not fully shut down the Blue Room line that he needed to shut down. And to be fair, Blue Room is very difficult to shut down. There's only one position you can really smoke that hits at least most of both windows. On this, beautiful smoke comes out from Reaper. Actually, let's go. There we go. Beautiful smoke from Reaper. It is going to shut down this section, which does shut this window permanently. As a general rule, you want to shoot above what you're aiming for, though. So if you had land the M203 here, you smoke up here, and weirdly, the smoke behaves in such a way that if you're next to the window, the very top of the edge of the smoke will kill your sight line. So it'll shut down this entire window as well as this entire window. It does leave this window open, but at the very least, it forces them to play an off angle or only one window that you expect. That is a very hard position to be in, though, and a very good use of that late M203 to kind of shut down that line. The only better thing I could have thought of is maybe on the ramp, but that was a beautiful play. I can't fully be on board because you had your tablet out the whole time, but other than that, fantastic push from Reaper, really making an effort. No Zone's going to push into Reaper's line. He's going to see him. That's going to be the pick. Just like that, Wrecking Crew down a player. No Zone gonna flash that angle that he was playing earlier. You can tell I'm paranoid. I keep checking if my mic is on. Draven's gonna get the C4 onto Darren. Does not realize that Tennant is watching.
Right on the corner.
Oh no, the flash catches Tennant. Draven walks right past his line while he's blind. I don't even think Draven realizes there's a player up there. This is incredible.
He died somewhere in the south or in the back forward. That's where he had to have died from.
That's a shot from Tennant. Draven, you should be aware. I don't want to look away because that's when this is going to happen. Here comes Draven underneath. Tennant has no idea that's going to be the pick.
41.
Wrecking Crew. One player in the form of Draven taking out 3. That's value as Nolo's going to push in on 3-story and clear out the final player. Wrecking Crew takes it. Third map. Very nicely done. Absolutely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, that is map 3, The Way of Wrecking Crew. The scores do not show just how close this was. Very nicely done. We're just going to get a quick confirm to make sure we're all good to go here. We'll be right back. Let's take a look at that again. I want to see it. Absolutely nuts. Can't believe he was able to get underneath like that. I'm not sure if we're playing at any other maps, just double checking. All right, that is confirmed. That is going to be, even if it's a best of 5, I just wasn't sure if we were playing the rest of the rounds. That is going to be the game. Wrecking Crew wins 3-0 on Flashbangers. Well played, both teams. It was an absolute blast to watch. Thank you guys so much for letting me cast. Thank you to everybody in this wonderful league, OCML, who's been very receptive and all the love that we've been getting. Appreciate every single one of you. We hope to see you guys around for more of these. We're back at it, and we'll be at it for the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night. Bye-bye.